Hello everyone and welcome to the midweek video, to the first midweek video, hopefully. There is some stuff centered out right at the beginning because I'm not showing you all my files and all my folders. Because I have. Yeah. But we are currently exporting the Genesis to female because we want to, yes, throw it in Cascadeur. So I got Cascadeur a few weeks back on after one of the live streams when someone in the audience mentioned it, and I was like, okay, looks cool, looks interesting. And I opened it up and I immediately was overwhelmed because, lots of buttons. Also, I had this problem. As you can see, this is something that is very familiar, and we're gonna get to that. But yeah, I have my free time, I'm on vacation, I have time to watch YouTube tutorials, which I did. I basically spent the morning to watch YouTube tutorials, and then I used them in praxis, and then I put Genesis to female into this. As you can see right now, I'm quick rigging, which means I'm just adjusting the bones of the Genesis to figure to the mesh that Cascadeur uses. Works quite well. And Cascadeur has some really cool features. In this case, it is called... A good question. What is it? What it is called? It is called this. It is these green dots. It is some kind of pose control thingy that, as you can see, lets your character move around and the whole body moves. So here's something that I really like about this. This is why I will use Cascadeur from now on for animations. I do not have to rig every single bone like I do in Death Studio. Previously to this, I used Death Studio to rig, which is fun, it works. There are similarities, but this one has, well, they call it basically an algorithm that checks the other bones in regards to the bone you're moving, and it helps a lot with the whole making it look more natural. Doesn't make the whole thing looks so robotic. There is some calculation going on in between keyframes, same as Death Studio. It basically checks between keyframes and yeah, uses the algorithm to calculate the movement of the person, but it also smoothes down a lot of this stuff. So here I'm doing the second keyframe. And what you can do is basically you can grab multiple bones very easily. You can just like drag the mouse over them, grab them, move them. So this makes rigging much better. Fair piece of warning, I have paid money for Cascadeur. So I'm gonna put this out right here in the video. You can get Cascadeur for free. If you do, you can only use the Cascadeur ready stuff, like the Cascadeur specific file types and stuff. You cannot import, for example, FBXs, which I use. So I got the least expensive version, which I think is 80 bucks a year or something like that subscription. I don't really know because I got it way earlier than today. I got it basically when I got the app. And this is the main reason why I'm still want to use it, because I was like, I paid money for this, I actually want to use it. And I'm really happy I did. Yeah, I paid some money, about I think 80 bucks a year, to be able to import FBX and the other format. I'm using FBX, so yeah. And I also use this to import and export to Death Studio. There is a Death Studio part later in the video, you'll see that. For now, you can see I'm just having the base Genesis to female. Here's the thing, you just need the base Genesis model you want in. For Genesis and Genesis 2 and I think Genesis 3, you need to rig this. like I did before, I can do I actually don't need to do a tutorial because there is a good Cascadeur tutorial for this. Cascadeur has good tutorials. I'm not gonna make Cascadeur tutorials. I'm just gonna show whenever I work with it, how I work with it. This is right there where I'm doing the smoothing of the basically having the algorithm calculate the whole steps and movement. A little trick, a little tip: the hand, you can do the hand by its own and do what the fingers do. Like you can rig the and manipulate and pose the fingers and the hand as well. I didn't do this. I did this later in Des because this was basically just a test run. But yeah, overall didn't really take long. Took me like 30 minutes all in all to make this whole thing, which is really cool. It's like a split amount of the time I usually do, like 1/3, I would guess, about 1/3, 1/2, 1/3, something like that. But yeah, after prepping the whole animation, I didn't do all these steps that I can do. I basically imported this over to Des. In this case, I imported this as an animation. You can see Des only has the animation and not rigged it to a figure. So what I gotta do, I'm gonna save it as a pose preset. Tell it, hey, I want to have all the animated frames as a pose preset, which means I basically save the animation. Now I have to look it up. Currently I'm looking up if I have the sword, the long messer that I made, if I have that as a save. I didn't, so I have to re-import it. My own failure, but whatever. Yeah, I'm setting up Genesis 2 right here with some clothing. So I have a figure that I can then use for the actual render. So there is the animation at the very end of it. Have fun watching it. It's just 3 seconds, but I can do way longer animations now because it is so much easier to work in Cascadeur. You have better control over your rig. You have a surrounding that is actually set up for just making animations. It's not set up for making something else. It's really just for animations, which is really cool. Really enjoy that, and I will keep using it. I will probably even make more animations, not more animations than last year, but I will make more animations in general because it's fun working with Cascadeur. It really enjoyed the whole process. It was fun, and there's a lot of stuff I can still learn and work around with. Yeah, so the first idea was to make this light fencing scene. One issue is that the hand obviously is open, so I have to, next time when I do something like this, I will close the hand in Cascadeur, so I have the closed grabbing fist, hand in Cascadeur. One additional thing, Cascadeur supports putting a weapon in your character's hand. You can basically do the whole thing with a weapon, and then you can see how it looks in Cascadeur, and then export it, and you have the weapon as a bone as well, if you want that. I'm not sure how good that works with Genesis 2, but we'll see. We'll just see how it works. What I had to do is basically just add the clutched fist pose that I made myself to every frame. Took a bit of time. Next time I will work that in Cascadeur as well. So yeah, whoever's told me look this up, I don't know if you're just a fan of Cascadeur, if you're working for them. I don't really care, because thank you, this was a nice tip. I really like it. I really enjoy working with it. Thanks for the tip. Nice. We'll also link that video to a few friends that also do rigging and animation, so maybe I can get a few more people signed up. We'll see. Not sponsored, by the way. That would be cool, but yeah. Finally, I added the hair and did the whole spring dynamics over it, just because I thought this would add a little bit more to the whole thing. But yeah, I started working with Cascadeur. I'm really happy about that. I will also do I will do at least one video about the D&D thing. It will probably be a very boring theory video. And I will do at least one more creative set this week that will not be relevant for the pirates. This is something that this is just yet another project I just opened up, basically, that I want to get working on. But yeah, there's stuff coming, and I hope I get a few more videos out this week, because I'm home, have vacation, can work on this stuff. Nice. Yeah, that's the animation I made in Cascadeur. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. Enjoy the 3 seconds, and I'll see you guys next time.